Have you ever felt like no matter how much money you make, it's never enough? You check your bank account at the end of the month and wonder where all your money went. Maybe you tried making a budget before, but it felt complicated or impossible to stick to. Well, what if I told you there's a simple, straightforward method that can help you take control of your finances, save more, and still enjoy life? It's called the 50-30-20 rule, and it's one of the easiest budgeting strategies you can start using today. The 50-30-20 rule breaks your income into three clear categories: 50% for needs, 30% for wants, and 20% for savings or debt repayment. Sounds simple, right? But the real power lies in how this structure forces you to make intentional choices with your money. Let's start with the first category, needs. Needs are the essentials, the things you absolutely must pay for to survive and maintain a stable life. This includes your rent or mortgage, utilities like electricity and water, groceries, transportation, insurance, minimum loan payments, and any other bills that are non-negotiable. Essentially, these are the expenses that keep the lights on and the roof over your head. By limiting your spending in this category to 50% of your after-tax income, you're ensuring that you cover all essentials without overspending. Many people underestimate how much they spend on needs versus wants. For instance, eating out frequently, buying premium brands, or paying for multiple streaming services can slowly creep into what should be your needs budget. The 50% limit forces you to prioritize your essential expenses and cut back on unnecessary costs. This doesn't mean you have to live like a monk, but it does require honesty about what counts as a true need versus a want. Tracking every dollar for at least a month will give you a clear picture of where your money is going and help you make adjustments. Once you've calculated your needs and made sure they stay under the 50% mark, the next category comes into play: wants, which should make up 30% of your income. Wants are the things that enhance your life but aren't essential to survive. This includes dining out, entertainment, hobbies, vacations, shopping for non-essential items, and even premium services. This category is where budgeting often feels restrictive to people, but the beauty of the 50-30-20 rule is that it doesn't ban you from enjoying life. Instead, it puts a limit on how much you can comfortably spend without compromising your financial health. By allocating 30% of your income to wants, you can indulge in the things you love while still keeping your finances balanced. The final category is savings and debt repayment, which takes up 20% of your income. This might seem small at first glance, but it's where long-term financial security is built. Savings can include emergency funds, retirement accounts, investment contributions, or even short-term goals like saving for a new car or a home. If you have debt, the 20% can also go toward paying it down faster than the minimum payments, which reduces interest and gets you out of debt sooner. Consistently putting aside 20% of your income may seem challenging, but over time it creates a safety net and builds wealth without making you feel deprived. The key to successfully using the 50-30-20 rule is tracking and adjusting. Life isn't static, and neither is your budget. Some months your needs may spike because of medical bills or repairs. Other months you might spend more on wants, like during holidays or vacations. That's okay. The rule is a framework, not a rigid rule book. The goal is to give yourself a clear structure while maintaining flexibility.
Now that you understand the basic framework of the 50-30-20 rule, let's talk about how to put it into action in real life. The first step is knowing your after-tax income, the money you actually take home after taxes, Social Security, and any other deductions. This is the number you'll divide into the 50, 30, and 20 percentages. Many people make the mistake of budgeting based on their gross income, but that can create a false sense of security and lead to overspending. Once you have your take-home pay, it's time to calculate each category. For example, if your monthly income is $4,000 after taxes, $2,000 would go to needs, $1,200 to wants, and $800 to savings or debt repayment. Next, take a close look at your current spending habits. Start by listing all your recurring monthly expenses. For needs, write down rent or mortgage, utilities, groceries, insurance premiums, transportation costs, and minimum debt payments. Compare this total to 50% of your income. If it's higher than that, don't panic. You now know where to make adjustments. Can you refinance a loan to lower payments? Could you cut utility costs by being more energy conscious? Could you reduce grocery spending by meal planning or using coupons? Small changes here can make a big difference.
For the wants category, be honest about your lifestyle choices. It's easy to lump non-essential spending into needs in your mind, but this is where overspending usually happens. Review your subscriptions, entertainment expenses, dining out habits, and impulse purchases. By tracking every dollar, you can identify patterns and areas to cut back without feeling deprived. One tip is to create a wants wish list. Every time you want to buy something, add it to the list. At the end of the month, see what really mattered to you and what you can skip next month. This builds awareness and prevents unnecessary spending from creeping in. Now, let's focus on the savings and debt repayment category, arguably the most important for long-term financial health. Start by building an emergency fund if you don't have one yet. Financial experts recommend saving at least 3 to 6 months' worth of living expenses. This fund protects you from unexpected events like car repairs or medical bills without derailing your budget. Once your emergency fund is in place, focus on debt repayment and investing. Paying off high-interest debt like credit card balances should be a priority because it's costing you more money over time. After debt, you can start investing in retirement accounts, index funds, or other investments. By consistently allocating 20% of your income, you'll create a safety net and start building wealth simultaneously. One of the biggest advantages of the 50-30-20 rule is that it simplifies decision-making. Instead of wondering if you can buy something or feeling guilty about spending, you have a clear structure. Your budget tells you exactly how much you can spend on needs, wants, and savings. Over time, this creates discipline without creating stress. It's also flexible. For instance, if you're saving for a down payment on a house, you could temporarily reduce your wants to increase your savings beyond 20%. Or if you're in a month with unexpected medical bills, you can adjust by slightly reducing your wants while keeping needs covered. Finally, consistency is key. Many people fail at budgeting because they try it once and give up after a month or two. The 50-30-20 rule works best when it becomes a habit. Track your spending every month, make small adjustments as needed, and celebrate your progress. Over time, you'll notice that budgeting doesn't feel restrictive, it feels empowering. You'll have a clear path to financial freedom, more control over your life, and the ability to enjoy your money without stress or guilt.
Let's dive into some real-life examples to see how the 50-30-20 rule works in practice. Imagine Sarah, a young professional living in the U.S. who earns $5,000 a month after taxes. Following the 50-30-20 rule, she allocates $2,500 to needs, $1,500 to wants, and $1,000 to savings and debt repayment. Her needs include $1,800 for rent, $300 for groceries, $200 for utilities and transportation, which totals exactly $2,500, right at the 50% mark. For her wants, she budgets $800 for dining out, $400 for streaming services and hobbies, and $300 for shopping. For savings, she contributes $600 to her retirement account and $400 toward paying off her student loans faster. Notice how this structure allows her to cover all essentials, enjoy life, and still save aggressively without feeling restricted. Another example is Jake, who earns $3,200 a month. His needs are $1,500, but he finds that he tends to overspend on wants, often reaching $1,400 instead of $960, 30%. By applying the 50-30-20 rule, Jake tracks every purchase for 2 months and realizes most of his spending is on unnecessary subscriptions and frequent takeout. He cancels subscriptions he rarely uses and limits dining out to weekends, which frees up extra money that he redirects to savings. Within a few months, Jake not only pays down credit card debt faster, but also builds an emergency fund. These examples show how the rule is flexible and adaptable. It's not about perfection, but about intentional spending and financial awareness. Now let's talk about common mistakes people make when following this rule. First, many confuse wants and needs, often overspending on wants while calling them essentials. Second, some don't track their income carefully and budget based on assumptions rather than actual numbers. Third, people treat savings savings as optional. Remember, the 20% for savings isn't a nice to have, it's the foundation of financial security. Skipping this step leads to stress and missed opportunities for growth. Finally, life happens, and budgets need to adapt. The 50-30-20 rule isn't rigid. If a month is tight, adjust temporarily, but don't abandon the structure altogether. To maximize the benefits of this rule, consider these tips. Automate your savings so that 20% goes directly to a savings or investment account as soon as you receive your paycheck. This removes temptation and ensures consistency. Use budgeting apps or spreadsheets to categorize your spending and monitor trends. Every few months, review and tweak your allocations to reflect changes in income, goals, or lifestyle. And don't forget to celebrate milestones. Whether it's paying off a debt, reaching a savings goal, or sticking to your budget for 3 consecutive months, recognition keeps motivation high. In conclusion, the 50-30-20 rule is not just a budgeting strategy, it's a financial roadmap. It simplifies your money management, ensures you cover essentials, allows for enjoyment, and builds a secure financial future. By breaking your income into needs, wants, and savings, you gain clarity, control, and confidence over your finances. Start today. Track your spending, make intentional choices, and watch your financial life transform. With consistency and discipline, this simple rule can lead to long-term financial freedom, reduced stress, and a life where you feel empowered to enjoy your money without guilt.
Now let's get practical. How do you actually start using the 50-30-20 rule today so it becomes part of your financial routine? Step 1 is calculate your take-home income. This is the amount you receive after taxes, Social Security, and any automatic deductions. If you aren't sure, check your most recent pay stubs or bank deposits. Knowing this number is crucial because all your budgeting percentages will be based on it. Step 2 is to break down your income into the 3 categories. Use the 50-30-20 split. 50% for needs, 30% for wants, and 20% for savings and debt repayment. For example, if your monthly take-home pay is $4,000, that's $2,000 for needs, $1,200 for wants, and $800 for savings. Write these numbers down somewhere visible, on a spreadsheet, in a budgeting app, or even on paper, so you always know your limits. Step 3 is to track your spending for 1 full month. Record every expense, from rent and utilities to your morning coffee and weekend Uber rides. This step is critical because it shows exactly where your money is going. Many people think they're spending less than they actually are, and tracking exposes the gaps. Once you see the totals, categorize each expense into needs, wants, or savings. Then compare the totals to your allocated percentages. Step 4 is to adjust your budget to fit your lifestyle. Maybe your rent takes up more than 50% of your income. That's okay temporarily, but you'll need to balance other areas, like cutting back on wants or finding ways to increase your income. Or perhaps you're spending more than 30% on entertainment and dining out. In that case, scale back, but do it strategically so you don't feel deprived. The key is balance. The 50-30-20 rule provides a flexible structure, not a one-size-fits-all solution. Step 5 is to automate your savings and payments. Set up automatic transfers to your savings, retirement, or investment accounts on payday. Automate debt payments as well. This reduces the temptation to spend the money elsewhere and ensures that your 20% savings category is prioritized. Over time, these automatic contributions build wealth and reduce financial stress. Step 6 is to review and refine monthly. Your budget is a living document. Each month, review your spending patterns, track progress towards savings goals, and adjust as needed. Life changes. Raises, new bills, vacations, so your budget should evolve too. By reviewing regularly, you stay in control and prevent financial surprises. Finally, remember that the 50-30-20 rule is about habits, not perfection. Missing your target once or twice isn't failure, it's learning. The goal is consistency over time. Start small, track carefully, make intentional adjustments, and watch your financial confidence grow. By implementing this rule, you're not just budgeting, you're creating a roadmap to financial freedom, less stress, and a life where your money works for you instead of the other way around.
Now, let's talk about the mindset shift you need to truly succeed with the 50-30-20 rule. Because budgeting is not just about numbers, it's about behavior. Most people fail at managing money not because they don't earn enough, but because they don't have clarity and discipline. The 50-30-20 rule works best when you see it as a lifestyle system, not a temporary challenge. It teaches you to spend with intention, save with purpose, and enjoy your money without guilt. Once Once this mindset clicks, budgeting stops feeling like a restriction and starts feeling like freedom. One powerful habit is to start paying yourself first. This means treating your savings like a fixed bill that must be paid every month. Before you spend on anything else, your 20% goes directly into savings, investments, or debt repayment. When you prioritize yourself first, you automatically adjust your lifestyle to fit the remaining money. Over time, this creates a natural discipline where saving becomes effortless instead of something you struggle to do at the end of the month. Another key mindset is learning to delay gratification. In today's world, everything is available instantly. Online shopping, food delivery, subscriptions, and easy credit. The 50-30-20 rule helps you pause and ask a simple question before spending. Is this a need, a want, or am I better off saving this? This small pause can prevent hundreds or even thousands of dollars in unnecessary spending every year. Delaying gratification doesn't mean never enjoying life. It means choosing long-term financial security over short-term pleasure. It's also important to understand that your income will change over time and your budget should grow with it. As you get raises, start side hustles, or increase your business income, the 50-30-20 rule scales automatically. Your needs may stay similar, but your savings and investments can grow much faster. This is how average people slowly become wealthy, not through luck, but through consistent habits and smart money management. Finally, the biggest secret of the 50-30-20 rule is that it builds financial confidence. When you know exactly where your money is going, you stop feeling anxious about the future. You're prepared for emergencies, you're making progress toward goals, and you're enjoying life within your limits. Instead of living paycheck to paycheck, you start living with control and purpose. And that's the real power of budgeting. Not just having more money, but having peace of mind, stability, and the freedom to design the life you truly want.